The referee's final whistle at 10-5 on Saturday signalled the end of Doncaster Rovers' 4-year stay in the Championship and all but concluded one of the more turbulent campaigns in the club's recent history. Having taken 1 point from their first 7 games, Chairman John Ryan sacked Sean O'Driscoll as manager and replaced him with Dean Saunders. Not long after, the club embarked on a unique transfer experiment with agent Willie Mackay bringing a host of foreign players into the club on short-term contracts. There was much anticipation at the time, but the move has failed, with Donny destined for League One, having spent most of the season rooted to the bottom of the table. Now the season is effectively over, how do supporters look back on the unique transfer strategy?
To be fair, you've got to give the board credit for going with something a bit different and, having this as a bottle to try it. It's obvious for a while it's not been working. I've got to admit I was a cynic from the start, but I gave it a fair crack.
Pickion and I'll do. No, they've just come for a ride. We want a proper Doncaster Rovers side.
Just disappointed that it hasn't worked. It was worth a try. I know Willie Mackay's got a bad name, but so what? He came, I think he's worked hard for the club.
At the end of the day, they've tried it. It might not have worked, but they've got to try it. I mean, some of the players have been good, really have. Juff especially, what a star, no fault.
I personally wasn't happy with the idea, but it's the way the club's had to go because unfortunately we haven't got enough money to keep us going any other way.
I think it has been hard to integrate a lot of the foreign players, the Frederick Pickions and the El Hadj Juffs of this world into that setup because they've been so used to a certain regime and a certain way of working and coming into training every single day. And so to change that dynamic, it's taken a lot of adjusting to, and the results speak for themselves.
With opinion divided amongst the Rovers support, I put it to Mackay that the experiment hasn't had the desired effect.
Whichever way you look at it, the club have been relegated from the league, so in many respects that will be seen as a failure. Where do you think it's gone wrong for the club this season?
Well, for something to go wrong, it had to be right at some time. But when I arrived in, there was a lot not right with the club. John felt something had to be done. John called me, asked me to help him. When I started to help, nobody has tried harder than myself. I went to nearly every match. I missed 2 matches. Real Donny supporter now because, I loved going to the away games. The supporters were brilliant. All I got from the supporters that went to the match was, thanks for trying to help and different things. But we've been relegated, and there's nobody more upset than myself. Most people think I parachuted in from Mars somewhere, And when, as I say, football agents are mentioned, especially myself, because negative publicity, I can't help that. But I live 15 minutes away from the ground, 10 minutes away from the training ground. My kids are in the academy. All my pals are Donny Rovers fans. I really enjoyed being part of Doncaster Rovers, and nobody's more sorry than myself.
Chairman John Ryan has admitted that it was a last throw of the dice, but it was a risk worth taking.
Dean Saunders, in all fairness, had a rotten hand. But we felt if Willie could bring in the players, which he did, he brought some great players in. Fortune, the goalkeeper Button, for free, no money. He's a good guy. He's at Barnsley now, I think. And Jim Bonder, El Hadj Juff scored 6 or 7 goals, a lot of assists. At least we gave it a go.
We tried a quick fix, really. We were in trouble. We'd got 1 point from 7 games and 1 for 20 games. And we tried to inject some life into the team, and it was only 3 weeks ago that it was going great.
So ultimately Doncaster's bold transfer experiment didn't quite make the cut, and defeat at home to Portsmouth today consigns them to League One football next season. But you can't really blame them for a lack of imagination. As for which players will be playing at the Keepmoat Stadium next season, well, that's anyone's guess.